other side, it was to do work, social work. So I was creating actually soccer fields. This is one from inside looking outside. I dedicated my life to soccer. I thought I was going to be a soccer player until I was 18. The coach didn't thought the same. So I had to rethink my life, and I had the opportunity to move to New York. That is my family, and got lucky enough because I didn't have the grades or expectation to come into Columbia University, and that opened my mind to a new understanding of beauty. That is through art, through sculpture, through writing, through reading. It was more of an inner journey. I started to find the definition of beauty, which is something that I didn't understood before. And in this journey, I started to create. This is my first art installation, which is called Spaces of Thought. It's still in Chile. This installation, the story, just a short background, they only allow it to do permanent, but I was so in love with it, I was so proud. So it was an impermanent building, it was supposed to be taken out, but I came in the night with a group of my friends, we poured the concrete in, this was 7 years ago, and it's still there. Actually, they have built buildings all around, but the art is still remaining. I'm super proud because this was all about this installation. When you see it from different angles, you understand yourself differently. If you look in, you see how the squares, the frames that shape our life get smaller. But if you look out, you see how you can expand yourself, how you can see at things from a different perspective. And that really moved me because I could see, I could play, I could see the kids playing here, I could see my family being inspired. And that moved me at the end of my time in New York to create this installation called Tornado. Tornado is the place where I felt. It was like a self-portrait. I was confused, but I was full of energy, full of passion, wanted to change the world, inspired by life. And this is a little bit what I want to do right now, to take a second to look where we are, how we are, that we are living in Bali, that we have this beautiful community, we have friends, to be grateful. Gratefulness is key, mindfulness is key to create beauty, because beauty, as I was learning through this journey, is created through intention. If you have the right intention, beauty follows. If you put your heart into anything, you see it at the end of the day. When you're tired, you work hard, you try your best. The people, for example, that is behind this festival, they can feel it. They can be proud of gathering people together, of challenging us to think differently. And after Tornado, actually Tornado brought me up and made me land in Bali. And Bali changed me deeply. Bali showed me a new side of beauty that I did not knew about before, that it was spirituality. And about this I will dig deeper a little bit later. But in Bali is where I met bamboo. And bamboo is like my spirit grass. I graduated from university and I came here to learn. My first building was bamboo. My second, I didn't know how to build with concrete. I don't still know sure how you put those things together. So we really fall in love. And bamboo is one of the most playful, grateful, abundant. It takes 4 years for a bamboo to grow. When you cut a piece of bamboo, it grows once instead. So it's really a material that is, especially in the context where we are right now in Bali, in tropical climate, is a material to look at, is a material to learn from. In Japan, actually bamboo is venerated. Many of the gods live in a bamboo house. So, yeah, what I also want to share and what I want you to feel is like the bamboo way. Let's go the bamboo way. And this is what bamboo showed me. So then, as you saw, I was understanding what is beauty. I had a few ideas at this point. I knew beauty is a thought that can create. It's a thought that is within. And also, of course, there is this canon of beauty. So beauty, of course, today, and any good designer know that beauty replies to a certain form, function, contrast of shapes, light, proportions. So there is this physical beauty and there is this inner beauty, and they are both super related. And what relates them, in this case, is for me love and companionship. This is my mother. She is today 57 years old. At 50, she, after a big personal healing journey, she showed me a new way of being by yourself, of cultivating beauty within you. She decided to study creative writing and then start her own flower shop. So in this journey of beauty and the buildings that I will show you I have created, I want to honor the people that are behind me, because nothing is created by ourselves. Not even our own, like my mother really brought me to earth. And here I have many members of my team, and the buildings that we create is what beauty emanates from all of us. It's not just, I want to make that very clear. I'm representing a group of people here. I'm not just by myself. This is something that is created in collaboration, because the most powerful beauty is what we can create here. It's like this collective beauty, this collective dream, this collective vision of how to live life, of how to live beautifully, of how to have inner peace. Another very important member in my journey and great mentor was John Hardy, who is the person that brought me to Bali. He showed me a different side of beauty, that is passion, that is commitment, that if you have a vision and you follow it. He really is an inspiration in the way he operates and in his vision and how deeply he's committed to go, because in the journey of beauty, and this is super important, there is going to be many challenges. And those challenges are the ones that are going to ask, it's actually like a question. It's like, are you really ready for beauty? Are you ready to create beauty? And you need to go through them. And I think everybody here that I know is a creative person and can understand those challenges. Me as an architect, we know we have it every day in the office. We are trying to understand our clients, their needs. So challenge is a gift. And it's actually pushing you, it's asking you how much you want this, how ready are you to bring beauty into somebody's life, into your own life. Then this is my ex-partner, Chichi. She showed me again a deep side of beauty, that is the beauty of love, the beauty of saying to yourself beautiful words, of believing in you. I remember many times here in Bali I had nothing, I had literally nothing, nothing to show, nothing to. At some point, remember 2 times being in the street, literally. And she would be there, and she would have like this, like deep trust, because she saw that in this case I was committed to what my vision is, that is to bring beauty, that is to bring love ultimately everywhere. And so I really want to honor her for that. And then we have Walter, who is here actually, one of my great mentors, and somebody that allowed me and gave me the opportunity when I was starting my architecture journey to building his place, the beautiful place Stonehouse, and his family with Wendy and Kayan. Because it takes time, as I said before, it takes people to believe in you as well, to create, to see your vision, to understand, to support you, and to guide you. Because beauty, and this is again super important, is created through deep contemplation and experience. The more experience you have, the more time to contemplate and to reflect. But when you're young and you're an architect and you're trying to create beauty, you have to replace experience with courage and with love. And that's the way I felt I had to go. And I'm still doing it because I'm still very young. I'm still creating kind of more from the heart, because there's still many things that I don't know about the canons of beauty, about what is beauty. So I really want to honor them. And this is me back in the day in my first studio by myself. And I want to take you again in a short journey. This was my house. I will put the orchids. Everything had to be beautiful for me. Even though it was a little like house, we put the orchids, we brought the crystals, we made the models. I took my tea there. I every day pray for what I wanted. I treat people with kindness. I understood that it's a journey and I enjoyed so much. And then the team grew. And this is even emotional. The people here is Radit and Pag Newman. And Pag Newman passed away a year ago. He's a bamboo master. Radit is his son. They were the first 2 members of my team. We lived together for 2 years in that the picture I showed you before. Pag Newman meditated while creating the buildings. It's something that I aspire to be one day. Today he's not here with us, but I can feel it so much. And Radit still works with us, and it's a big inspiration. And then the team kept growing, and more people joined this beauty, let's say this beauty, I don't know, spaceship of bamboo, made out of bamboo. And we have Adi, Erica from Venezuela, Raktut, Dolores, Jose, so many beautiful, and they all, everybody, Adi, Krishna, that they are all around here. I see them. Now my mind is a little bit, I cannot see all the faces, but they all brought their own inputs, and we together are having a conversation in the studio, and every week in the studio we have guests, we talk what we feel, what we want to create, what our projects are about. And then the team kept growing, and it's been incredible. And now we have the craftsmanship, all the builders, and they, and this is very important, they are the translators of what we are creating today at the studio. The awareness that it takes to be a bamboo master, and you know, bamboo as a material is like a storage of beauty, and this is being passed from generation to generation. This is called material culture, and it takes a lot of awareness to be able to build these buildings. You know, their feet are like their hands. You need to be so present, so aware of your surroundings, of what you're doing, because there's many things going at the same time, that the gift to be able to interact with people like this in a daily basis and learn from them. And you know, like, if you see a bamboo master, you know that they are as humble as it gets. And they can create magic, and they are the people that really should take all the credit, and that's why I really want to give it to them. So our philosophy. I was thinking yesterday, how do we do it in the studio? And it came like, this is the philosophy that we have. I call it like the Bali beauty recipe, let's say, in our studio for architecture, because let's remind we are architects. And the first is Trita Karana, that I think has been mentioned quite a few times here. Trita Karana means harmony with yourself, harmony with other humans, with the spirits, and with the land. It's very important that today we bring the awareness of just not creating from this ego or this place that just want to create and show. I think we are over that. I think we want to go to a higher place together, and for that we need to acknowledge the people that have been here before us, the people that have been taking care of this land, the people that keep taking care of this land. You see it in every ceremony, in the way they live, really. And then, so this is the first element of the recipe. In every building that we do, we take this into consideration. We understand from whom we're building, not just the client, but also the family that is behind them. Then is biomimicry. And biomimicry is because we want to look at nature and learn from nature to be able to design. And again, why we look at nature? Because nature really understands beauty. And why? Why nature understands beauty? Because nature, you know, beauty, in this canon of beauty, we as humans sometimes we strive for perfection, for perfect symmetry. And nature is this master that is able to break the symmetry in an elegant way. You can see at nature everywhere here in the waves. It seems cohesive, but again, it's not symmetric. And I invite you to do this exercise one day so you see that symmetry, perfection, which is not beauty. Why? Take a picture of yourself today, cut half, and then mirror the other half in your own. You would see that does not look beautiful, which is very interesting. Symmetry does not look beautiful. Imperfection is beautiful. And mastering the art of imperfection is what, for me, is being human. And this is the journey that we are here. What is the meaning of life? For me, the meaning of life is to live life. And to live life is to experiment, to feel, to see, to risk, to let all the emotions come to you and not be afraid of them, not be afraid of feeling them. Actually contemplate them. Why they are coming? Why are they here? Why they have to teach me? So as you see, like the journey of beauty in our studio is both like a spiritual journey and both a tangible journey. It's how you can merge the both. There is a deep bridge them, and I can feel that many people here understand that. And yeah, for me, imagine what a life to live every day, like trying to go deeper into this understanding, into this feeling, into this way of living. And one of the other pillars that is key is that I was saying before is sustainability. So beauty, as I was saying, is a thought. So thoughts can create ideologies. You know, what is beautiful here in the East is not the same as what is beautiful in the West. So it depends from your perspective. Beauty, as I say, is in the eye of the beholder, is in the context of where you're settled. Today, for me, beauty is no longer about the facade. For me, that is okay. That is, let's say, superficial a little bit, but still important. We wanna be able to feel it. But beauty is to take care of the earth. Beauty is to look at your environment, but really look and feel and ask and learn, because we don't have all the questions. And try your best. I'm not asking here for perfection. I'm asking just stand up and try your best. Because what I feel is that, yeah, it seems that sometimes we forget this gift of life, this gift that is earth, this gift that is to live. So it's time to take responsibility, and responsibility is freedom. The more responsibility you take of your own life, the more responsibility you take on your planet, the more free you are. You are empowered. Responsibility empowers you. And that's why spirituality and mindfulness, because spirituality and mindfulness, what really allows you is to look outside of yourself at the same time that you look in. Being mindful of the people around you, being mindful of your surroundings and creating from there. Stop from what I need, and which is also very important, but let's go deeper. Let's create, let's live from our heart, let's use our minds. Let's really, we have all these capabilities, we have all these blessings. I hope, yeah, you can feel what I'm feeling right now, because it's like just feeling the ocean, like the ocean, the breeze. This is all gifts. Life is a gift, and we can like fully enjoy it and take care and say thank you every day for this. And a little bit, I'm gonna show you the buildings. This is my first ever building that I built for Bambuinda. It was very small, but it was showing me also how to curve, how to find proportion. It was for the Hotel Bambuinda. And then I had the opportunity to do my first shell ballet, inspired on an actual shell. This was so beautiful because, and again, this is important. I came here from New York. Of course, I didn't understood bamboo, and this I'm building after 3 months by being here in Bali. And you think I knew? I had no idea. I had no idea. I sold this to John that I could make it happen, but of course the team helped me a lot. It was like a teamwork. I cannot take really credit for this. I did the design and I pushed along the way. I went through the challenges, but it was a co-creation. And this is why I feel bamboo is my spirit grass, because I didn't learn bamboo. Sometimes today we tend to learn things. We go to the book and we learn, and that's very beautiful and important, and I still do it. I love books. But to know something, and how you get that, is a different type of knowledge. Is when you learn by doing, because it's no longer what you know, it's what you are. And that's how it's been our kind of trip at the studio. Every time we build a building, we learn so much, because it becomes what we are. Because we go through all the way, we go to the construction, we feel it, we see what can be improved. We understand more about proportion, about these kinds of beauty. And this is from another angle. And well, most of exploration in bamboo, as you know, come from model making. I personally, I'm very bad at drawing. I'm really bad at drawing. My team at the beginning didn't believe me, but I don't know how to use a pencil. I don't know how to use a computer, but I got lucky that here in Bali you can make models. And that's something that I sort of know how to do. And through models, here they only understand models in the construction, which was just such a blessing. So it's through models that you actually can create these structures. You measure the model, you take the bamboo, and you go pick it up and basically put it together. That sounds very easy. It's quite a challenge. It's quite heavy. And from then we created this beautiful building, the Minan Bridge. Also a lot of lessons, a lot of beauty, a lot of proportion. This is the tree house. This is kind of my first ever design, like coming out of working in Bambuinda. It's a building that is in stone house that inspires you to be creative, because again, if we live only in square buildings, which I love and I have nothing, I don't want to compare, but I want to invite you to also try this way. Because when you live in round ways, when you live in buildings that are expansive, that are open, that challenge you a little bit in the way you move, you start thinking differently. You start living differently. You start moving differently. And that's why we want, because we want to awaken. How do we feel there? What brings into our life? And that's what this building did for me. And then you can get into the interior design, into all the other details that create a beautiful space. But I want to reinforce this idea that beauty comes from contemplation of what is already around and from all reflection. Actually, I was thinking today, why Picasso was such a master of breaking symmetry, of creating beauty. Why there is like a sort of beauty deep within that is universal. And it's because he took the time. He experienced first, then he contemplated, and then, as he always said, he found inspiration while working. It's not like things come to you. Sometimes people believe that inspiration just drop one day and come. No, you experiment, you try. Every building here has been tried many of times and seen from all types of angles and all types of conversations. What do we want to create? How do we want to live? And this is the tea house, another beautiful building, because I don't want to get everybody confused regarding beauty, because sometimes pursuing beauty for beauty itself, it can be very egotistical, or it can be more of a, I wouldn't say egotistical, I can say it can be very sculptural. And I'm an architect, so I have to be efficient. I have to create spaces that work for people. They have a function. And maybe that side is not that romantic, but I need to address it. So it's how to create efficiency while maintaining beauty. And that's why architecture is the mother of all the kind of the great arts, because architecture encompasses them all: sculpture, painting, dancing. And of course comes with this kind of beautiful challenges. You need to really think, because it's not about, and again, any longer what I, the architect, want to bring into the world. Is what we need, what the client needs. What is sustainability? Sustainability starts from the economic, you know? Sometimes we think there is this confusion that sustainability is only looking at the environment. No, sustainability is a human-made concept, okay? The most sustainable thing is to do nothing. If you want to be sustainable, don't create anything. No, but if you start actually challenging that, and you say, how can I create something that brings life, not takes life? Then you start a whole different conversation. And in that conversation, you need to look at the economy, thinking on the budget of your client, that the building is going to maintain, is going to be well maintained through time, that it works for the necessities of the people that is going to inhabit it. And then, of course, you also look at the social, at the interactions you want to feel, you want to create. And you look at the environment, what materials you use, how the ventilation, how the water is going to move, how all the elements are interconnected. And the final part is the environment. What is sustainable here in Bali? Building with bamboo is sustainable here in Bali and in other tropical countries. But if I go build with bamboo in New York, it would not be sustainable, because people will freeze to death. Like it would not work. The material would take forever to be maintained. So I don't want us to get confused with the term sustainability and think that it's all green. No, it's what sustainability is, what works best for human, with high conscious of the environment, the people, and the culture that is sustained. And that is beauty. And today, and I really mean it, today, beauty has to be something that goes along of taking care of the planet, because we can no longer afford it. That for me is beauty. I prefer to see something that has less much like organic shapes or beautiful shapes, but it's actually very much sitting on the land, working for the people. I know it's creating the construction process with thoughtfulness, with love, with understanding, with the less waste possible, with a lot of recycling, with thinking in the long term, how I'm going to maintain this building. This is a manta that is coming to life very soon, and which was breathed by Erica that is there. This is a collaboration. As you can see, bamboo also has this other side of beauty that is yeah, you can create shapes that I I never thought really that I would be doing this or that this could be created. So it's like a journey of discovery, of joy, of yeah, finding kind of yeah, new awareness, new gratitude for what can be done, and we can create it all together. And you know, I only been working 7 years, and I want to be very real. I'm not at all. People think that bamboo is complicated because there is not many books written about it. But my encouragement would be, I hope everybody here takes the time, if you are inspired by architecture or sculpture, to get to know bamboo. I think the more bamboo architects there can be out there, the more beauty we can create, the more we can challenge each other to see what is possible, the more innovation. Because at the end, the most deep, powerful, and again, beauty is authenticity, is originality. And that's a constant conversation that you have to have with yourself. And that we have at the studio ourselves. And for example, seeing other bamboo architects, sometimes we think, no, there will be competition, they will, I don't know. No, the more bamboo architects, there is so much abundance here. There is so much to be created, especially with this material in these locations around the world, because we need to change the way we live, the way we think, the way we move, the way we interact. And for me, as I was saying, beauty is a thought that creates a feeling. And when you create with intention, when you create with passion, you create with this knowledge, these buildings emanate that beauty and inspire others to create, to live. This is the farmhouse, also a stone house. As you see, this is a very traditional building that sometimes with a small element, and here Walker was also the great creator, it kind of really shines. And the master architects, the ones that have the most experience, one of my favorites is called Tadao Ando. He's a master of shadows. He's a master of light. You know how the sun moves. When you understand, when we look at the sun and the moon, it's all interrelated. And if you understand how they move, you create live paintings in your houses. And this is a little bit what I see right now in this image is going on. And then this building is like, if we live in the tropics, why we want to have doors? Why we want to have windows? Let's enjoy life. This is what we're dreaming now at the studio. We want to see mushroom houses. We inspire really, when I say we do biomimicry as one of the Bali recipes for beauties, is that we look at the mushroom. This is the Portobello mushroom. We look at, we understand, and we understood the structure. And I have the models here, and I will share them after the talk. This model is here, and it's the same structure that the Portobello mushroom has. There is so much wisdom already there, and we just need to look. Sometimes we need to get out of our head and look and observe. Come back to be like the young, in my case, the young Pablo that he saw himself as a superhero with a towel just around his neck. We need to go back to that because it's the place from where we want to create and the way we want to live. Who doesn't want to enjoy life? This is the oyster mushroom, and I actually don't eat many mushrooms, but we're very into them in the studio. This is also coming to life very soon in Nusa Penida, a project. This project in Nusa Penida is on my heart because we are looking at sustainability from all aspects. We're just not looking at create beauty, because architecture today can only just be architecture. Architecture needs to educate. You need to go for a building and come out differently. You need to come out inspired. How can I contribute if you don't know? Because there is many things that I did not know that I learned through the process of creating architecture that I want you to feel when you go for one of our buildings. That I want you to feel empowered. I want you to feel educated. To put a building today in the space that we are together on the earth is just not enough. And I feel and I want to challenge you and I want to invite you in whatever realm of life, wherever it is that you create from, to actually come to this kind of energy or state of mind when you create with intention. As I was saying before, that's where beauty lies. This is the lobby, again the shells. This is our recent building. It's not fully uncovered yet, but we will share it later on. It's a yoga and spa. Yeah, wow, I'm so proud of this building. So you cannot see the full pictures yet, but I leave something to the imagination. And again, this is a co-creation from everybody here on the team. It's something that we have done together, and just the act of going through the process of creation, from design, thinking the shape, what you want to emanate, and then see it come to life. And I believe, I hope, and maybe in different kind of realms, you all have experienced this, but there is nothing that makes me more feel alive, proud, energized. And then finally, and as a little summary, as I was saying, architecture for me is just not architecture, it's like sustainability or all this concept. Beauty is just not building, it's just not shape, it's a way of living. How you find your inner peace, how you find your center. I really deeply believe that we have come here to kind of come back to our hearts, to look into ourselves, to look, and come back to our heart doesn't mean, I don't know, like meditate all day. No, I believe we need to live with an open heart. I believe we need to create with an open heart. But we need to create with that sort of awareness, with that contemplation, because this is the gift. This is the gift. And for me, it's, yeah, as I was saying, the more experience, the more you contemplate, the more you will understand and be able to create and think. Once you contemplate and reflect, you can ask yourself, how, what, and why I want to create. From where? That's where the journey should begin. So create, as I was saying again, create with intention. This is our jewelry line. I started a jewelry brand out of bamboo, reclaimed silver, and ethical gold because I wanted to share bamboo with my family in Chile and I didn't know how. So this seems like the most proper way so they can feel the energy of this magic grass that is so alive. It breathes. It's so challenging to do this jewelry because it expands and contrasts with the different temperatures. So you need to constantly ask ourselves like how to retain it, how to play with it. So they're very playful and living kind of sculptures. And then share with kindness. Understand that for me, we're in this journey together. That nothing that I have shown it belongs to me. It's something that actually has been created with many of the people here who you feel inspired, and I invite you to get to know later. Incredibly talented architects, humans, souls, and yeah, we want to create from a place of kindness, of getting to know each other, because real strength is being vulnerable, is being open. And then cultivate new ways of learning, get out there. There is a story that they told us, one of the speakers that came to our studio, and he was sharing how we can actually, live. Every time we go to a different experience, every time you're in a new space that might be challenging, maybe here in Bali, I'm come from Ubud, so I know sometimes can be quite spiritual, it's just to leave the skeptic that is inside of all of us outside and go and live fully the experience that you have in front of you. And then once you finish that experience, come back and you can have a new conversation with the skeptic. And sometimes these conversations start to even up because what you experience, what you felt, maybe it has no words, it cannot be explained, but it can be felt. And sometimes the skeptic is right and you got yourself in the wrong place. So, and try your best. I'm not asking for perfection. Actually, as I said before, beauty is imperfection. We are imperfect. We are these beings that are exploring themselves, that are getting to know each other, that are walking through life, that we fall, that we stand up, that we breathe, that we forget to breathe, that we do so many things. And that's the beauty. We're here for that. We're here to live. So, but try your best. And the more mindfulness that you can bring into this, the more really, it's not about the creation, the more beauty you're going to feel within, the more aliveness you're going to feel within. And then, I wanted to address a little bit of technology. I feel technology has come very deep into our lives, and sometimes people see our architecture and believe that, I don't know, we're going to the other way, like against technology a little bit and coming back to the natural living. For me, I believe we need to integrate technology into everything that we do. There is a lot of wisdom, there is a lot of powerful creation, and many ways of connecting, of creating. I just believe that we need to do it with togetherness, with compassion, with awareness. How I can create, how can I integrate technology in a ways that again brings life, that inspire the people around us. Not that today what happened too much is that these apps are so addictive that they take our attention. And for me, yeah, we need to find a balance. Everybody that creates here, I saw before the NFTs and all these things, how we can find this balance between beauty and technology, between nature and there is. And I think we're constantly getting there, and we go sometimes to one side, but then we come back, and I have this deep feeling that very soon many people are going to come to Bali and want to learn from the Balinese people their way. They are going to come asking for their wisdom, because sometimes I feel from the West, I come from there and fully own it. Like we grew up, and I grew up this way. I grew up trying to be I was taught to be a productive being. And I thought, and a lot of the things that I did in my life, I did them because I wanted people to love me for what I created. And it took me a long time, and it took me to come to Bali to realize that no, that love is within. That love is something that you can feel every day. Beauty is something that you can feel every day. It's a thought. You can create what is beautiful for you. It's different than what is beautiful for me. But you can do it, and I hope to plant a seed there for that. And finally, just be grateful for those that came before us. Even I was thinking today, I was coming here, wow, whoever paved the roads that allow us to come in our motorbikes so comfortably, that prepare all of this, our houses, invented the materials, like everything, this fabric, stage. So yeah, and yeah, finally gratefulness to all of you for taking the time. All my love to you, and yeah, and let's keep, at least with my team, we're gonna keep doing the bamboo way. We're gonna keep researching about what beauty means, how beauty feels, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.